Let's talk about emotional triggers in the workplace. First off, let me start by saying there is nothing wrong with being emotional or having emotions at work. If anybody tells you to stop having emotions, avoid having emotions, or control your emotions, this is false and bad advice. Hi, I'm Jovita, and thank you for visiting Grow with Jovita, where I share professional development tips to help you advance your career. Make sure you ring that bell to subscribe to my channel. Let's clear this up right now. We can't control or stop our emotions. No one can. The science shows that the emotional side of our brain is activated before the logical side of our brain. So we can't think or work around our emotions even if we wanted to. What we absolutely can do and should do is manage our reactions to our emotions. What do I mean? Let's say you're in a team meeting and somebody calls you out in front of everybody else for making a mistake. Our emotion might be to feel embarrassed, but our reaction might be to become argumentative. We might reply with a snarky comment, or on the flip side, maybe we completely shut down or feel like we're holding back tears. We can't control that initial feeling of embarrassment, but we can manage our reactions after that. I'm going to explain exactly how to do this in my upcoming webinar, Managing Negative Emotions in the Workplace. How to manage your emotions at work and how to use EQ to advance your career. I dropped the link below in the comments, so make sure you reserve a seat today. One of the key steps I'm going to cover is identifying your emotional triggers at work. These are the times when you know are going to trigger certain emotions from you time after time after time. Here are a couple of mine. Feeling impatient when somebody is taking too long to explain something. Being frustrated when somebody doesn't meet my expectations. Feeling embarrassed when I make a mistake. Feeling anxious before I go into a meeting with my boss. Having nervousness before a large presentation. Feeling guilty about having to say no or set boundaries. Feeling rushed when I have a lot on my plate. These are just some examples of triggers for me. Let me know in the comments if any of these resonate with you or what other triggers you might have. The key is, even though I feel these emotions and I'm triggered by these events, I don't react to them. I manage my emotions and my reactions. It's called emotional intelligence. I know how to recognize when I'm being triggered and what to do instead of reacting negatively to these emotions. Okay, I know you're thinking, but how, Jovita? So let me give you an example. Let's say that I'm feeling guilty about having to say no or set boundaries. The reaction would be to go ahead and do the thing anyway. I'm gonna break my boundaries and help out this person or take on additional tasks. So now I'm gathering all these negative emotions because I'm feeling overwhelmed by adding something else to my schedule that I wasn't prepared to do. I'm probably building some resentment towards this person, even though it's not their fault that I chose to take on this additional task. And then finally, I'm losing confidence in myself and probably feel a little bit ashamed because I broke the promise that I said I wouldn't do this thing or I wouldn't break this boundary. That's a ton of extra negative emotion that came from one feeling of guilt. Instead, by proactively managing my emotions, I'm gonna stick to my guns and keep my boundaries and have to say no to this person. The first thing I'm gonna do is reframe it in my mind. By me not jumping in to help or enabling this person, it allows that person or someone else to step up and help and showcase their skills in that area. I'm also gonna keep myself productive and manage my time well by not taking on additional tasks, so I have that feeling of accomplishment at the end of my day. I'm also going to have that confidence that I was able to stand up for myself and keep the promise to myself. Having that confidence is so important on a day-to-day basis, but it also makes it easier the next time I need to say no and keep to my boundaries. Do you see how amazing that difference is? That's why you need to grab your seat today so that you can come to this webinar and learn how to improve your emotional intelligence and manage your emotions in the workplace. In the meantime, check out a couple of my blogs. I'm going to drop the links below that also go over managing emotional stress at work. and different EQ topics. Don't forget to like and share this video with other people you know who are struggling with managing their emotions at work. Go out and make today great.